9 invalid reasons to break up with someone. Relationships are never really designed to be easy at all. However, you probably already know by now that the best things that life can offer never come easily at all. Of course, there are many possible reasons as to why a relationship would end. Relationships are inherently complicated and there are just so many variables that go into it. You might find yourself in a relationship where you are going through some substantial turmoil and you might feel like maybe these are some signs that you need to break up. However, you have to know that no relationship is ever going to be perfect. Your relationship isn't always going to be all sunshine and rainbows. You are going to go through your fair share of rough patches. You are going to have your insecurities. You are going to have your doubts. You might be finding yourself in situations of discomfort a lot. You might be scared about how everything is going to turn out. But what you have to know is that all comes with love. Love has many faces and it's not always going to be beautiful. That's not new information. This is not an earth-shattering breakthrough. Whenever you feel like things are going a little wrong in your relationship, you might be tempted to jump ship. You might want to excuse yourself from the situation before you get into it any deeper. However, you can't be rash about it. It's important that you are able to make that distinction. You need to know if you should be staying the course or if you should be detaching yourself from the relationship. You never want to be giving up on a relationship way too early and unreasonably. You don't want to be giving up on someone prematurely. You might end up regretting whatever decision you make. You don't want to be thinking about the one that got away somewhere along the line. If you are thinking about breaking up with your partner, then that is your own right. Here are a few things that you should never break up with a person over. 1. You have difficulty with time. We all struggle with time regardless if we are in romantic relationships or not. That's one of the most difficult aspects of life. But just because we have difficulty managing our time doesn't mean we should be giving up on the things we love. 2. You have some petty irritations. It's perfectly normal for you to be irritated by your partner every now and then. It can be a struggle to deal with. However, these minor irritations shouldn't be a reason for you to break up with someone. You just have to learn to be more tolerant. 3. You don't always feel happy. Don't make the mistake of thinking that just because you're going to be in a relationship, you're always going to be happy. That isn't the case. Relationships don't necessarily guarantee perpetual happiness. You just have to decide that your happiness is worth the occasional struggle. 4. You don't really like the same things. You don't really have to like the same things in order for you to have a happy and fruitful relationship. You can still be happy and in love with one another without having to like all of the same things. 5. You and/or your partner find other people attractive. Just because you are in a loving relationship one another doesn't mean that you are barred from finding other people attractive. That's not how it works. It's all just a matter of making sure that you still stay loyal and committed to one another. 6. You have fights and arguments. Every couple goes through some fights and arguments sometimes. But that's never a reason for you to break up. You have to be able to find a way to work past whatever differences and disagreements that you might have as a couple for you to preserve your love. 7. You have money problems. Yes, money has heavy implications with regards to the practicality of living. However, at the end of the day, you should never try to let money be the reason for the two of you to break up. You can always learn to adjust your lifestyles so that you are there for one another. 8. You are past the honeymoon phase of your relationship. If you want the honeymoon phase to last forever in a relationship, you're probably never going to be happy. All honeymoon phases end. And you have to be okay with that. 9. Your fantasies aren't being fulfilled. Sometimes, you can have these fantastical ideas about love and relationships, and you might think that if these fantasies aren't being met that your love is false. That's not the case. Sometimes, you can just have really high expectations to the point that you end up disappointing yourself as a result.